Well, we have a brand new show called World Focus. It's our international news show. And since we started this show from scratch, we said, how can we do it the most effective way we can? So instead of a huge satellite farm of dishes all over the world, we do almost everything FTP. So the advantage is that we get all our stories every day, literally are from computer to computer, edited in the computer. So instead, if you saw our news operation, there's not a sea of edit rooms, there's not a huge satellite master control. It's all done online. What's great about it is the viewers can't tell. And I think we as media producers have to start looking at what we do and saying, why are we doing it this way? And if honestly the audience can't tell, we ought to do it in the most effective manner there is. And in this case, that's using online much more than we have been.
Now, let's talk about video journalism and the web era of the web. Is it different than sort of traditional video journalism, or the same, or how do you see it?
I think it has a lot in common, and a lot of things make it different. In terms of good, solid journalism, I think that's always going to be the same. And I think the news that will endure and the contributions that will endure will be about truth and integrity and well-balanced and fair reporting. And that is what will always, I think, win the game at the end of the day. But what's different about it? Well, the price point, the access in what you can do online is so much different. Anybody can spend now $700 and get a great camera and go out in the field and start producing things. So there's much more content around than there ever used to be. And that has all kinds of impacts. One is just the days that there are any story breaking, everybody's got a camera out. So suddenly there's a lot more amateur video around. Secondly, I think people can use it to express their own opinions. And especially as younger generations come along who are increasingly comfortable with digital tools, you're going to see people doing their own multimedia presentations on how they see the world or what messages they're trying to get out. And that's different. Well, I think everybody's trying to figure out exactly what it means. You can see many of the big cable operators soliciting breaking news, to CNN or MSNBC saying, send us your video and we'll use it. We in public television have tried something a little bit different. When we've done really big mega projects like the Ken Burns World War II story, we solicited content. We went on the air and said, if you or someone you know fought in the war, either on the home front or overseas, do an interview, send it to us. And we took all those interviews and knitted them together into 1 hour. And the interesting thing about it was some of those interviews were not beautifully shot. The sound wasn't perfect. The lighting wasn't perfect. But what was perfect was the sense of authenticity, the sense someone's really telling you their story in an unvarnished, totally truthful way. And there was that integrity to the work that I think really made some of those interviews really pop.
How do you hold on to the audience that you have and find new audiences?
Well, in one case, I'm actually happy we have held on to the audience we have, which is quite an achievement in this fractured media universe. But we can't stop with that. We do want to reach different audiences, younger audiences, newer audiences. And we can do that with a number of ways. In a world in which there are 500 channels, or on the web when there's an infinite choice, I think branding is going to mean something. It will help people make sense of the world and say, what names do I want to hold on to? What brands will mean something to me? And the qualities that people ascribe to WNET, intelligence, integrity, imagination, those are some great qualities to have. And increasingly, when you zap around the dial, you can find plenty of programs that don't have those qualities. So I think there will be something special about public television that will last, and people will find it. And maybe when you see what happens, they'll start to constrict their universe. They'll start to say, I can only pay attention to 15 channels, or 14 channels, or 12 channels, or 15 or 14 or 12 sites. And I think we'll be one of those sites. We're building a brand new studio at Lincoln Center on Broadway and 66th, 2-story, all glass. It'll be a great way to do some of our programs and let the public see us. So programs like World Focus or other programs will be taped right there and people can see it. We'll do some of our fundraising programs, so we're appealing for money to the city. You'll see the city behind us. We're very excited about doing work with Lincoln Center itself. This may be the only case in the history of New York where two great cultural institutions came together because they wanted to. We just had a couple meetings with them, but we are both very excited about the possibilities of all the great work that appears every day at Lincoln Center and our ability to put it on television or online and let people appreciate it. Well, we are certainly revenue challenged, as is every nonprofit, but I think the web can help us in this way, in the same way the web helped put Barack Obama in the White House. It wasn't the only thing, but he had a terrific web strategy. And part of, I think, the application is find something which people are passionate about. Find something which there's some urgency to. Find something which can really affect their lives, and find something with an inspiring mission. And I've described public television.